I am standing on the 32nd floor of the Bellwether Grand Hotel with a vacuum cord wrapped around my wrist, a trash bag tied to my belt, and a room service tray full of cold champagne glasses sitting beside my cart. The hallway smells of lemon polish, old perfume, and expensive carpet shampoo. Everything up here is quiet enough to make the building seem empty. But I know it is not empty. A hotel this size never sleeps. It only hides its noise behind thick doors, velvet drapes, padded walls, service elevators, and staff who know how to move without being noticed. I have been cleaning this place for 4 years. I know which guest suites have broken locks. So I know which fire doors stick when the humidity gets high. I know which stairwell cameras work and which ones only blink red to scare staff into behaving. I know where the linens are stored, where the bottled water is kept, where the maintenance keys hang, where the rooftop access alarm can be bypassed with a plastic badge and a little patience. The guests do not know any of that. Most of them do not even know where the stairs are. That is the first thing I think about when the screaming starts downstairs. It reaches me through the service shaft first. Not loud, not clear, just a thin, ragged sound moving up through the walls. I stop vacuuming outside room 3214 and turn my head toward the staff door. The vacuum keeps whining against the carpet until I bend down and thumb the switch off. Silence drops back into the hallway. Then another sound comes up through the shaft. Metal hitting metal. A sharp crash from far below. A woman's voice follows it, stretched thin by distance. Then a man shouts something I cannot make out. I stand there with one hand on the vacuum handle and the other on my cart. The hallway lights are warm. The brass sconces glow clean and soft. The little table by the elevator holds a silver vase with white lilies that cost more than my weekly groceries. Nothing up here moves. The Bellwether Grand is the kind of hotel where people arrive in cars with tinted windows and leave their coffee cups wherever they stop walking. It has a 3-story glass lobby, 2 restaurants, a cocktail bar with a piano nobody touches, a spa, a conference wing, a private parking level, and 41 floors of rooms, suites and residences pretending to be rooms. The lower a person works in this building, the more honest the hotel gets. Guests see marble. Staff see pipes, drains, grease traps, cracked tile, mold behind ice machines, and laundry carts with one bad wheel. Guests see gold trim and soft chairs. Staff see the loading dock where the rats get bowled after midnight. I am night cleaning crew, but on paper I am listed under facilities support. That means I clean, change bulbs, clear service spills, run forgotten luggage, unlock storage cages, help maintenance when a pipe bursts, and do whatever front desk asks when front desk does not want to send someone visible. At 11:44 p.m., the service phone on my cart vibrates against a stack of folded towels. I pick it up. The screen says, "Housekeeping Supervisor." I answer before the second buzz. "Calvin," Dina says. Her voice is tight, but she keeps it low. "Where are you?" 32. "Stay up there." I look at the staff door again. What happened? Security issue in the lobby? Management wants all staff off guest floors unless assigned. I am assigned. Not anymore. Stay near service access. Do not use the guest elevators. That last part makes me straighten a little. Why? The line crackles. In the background I hear more voices. Not guests complaining. Staff voices. Fast ones. Someone drops something plastic. Dina breathes once through her nose and says, "Just listen. Guest elevators are locked from lobby command. Staff elevators may go offline if security calls it. Stay near stairs." A door opens behind me. I turn. A man in a white hotel robe steps halfway out of room 3216. He is maybe 50, heavy around the middle, gray hair flattened from sleep. He squints at me and at the vacuum. "Is there a fire alarm?" he asks. "No, sir." "Then what is happening?" I look at the phone, then at him. His robe has the hotel crest stitched over the chest. He has a gold watch on his wrist. He is barefoot on carpet that costs more than my car. "Small issue downstairs," I say. That is the phrase we are trained to use for everything from a broken pipe to a fist fight. "Please stay in your room for now." He frowns. I heard screaming. Before I can answer, Dina says in my ear, "Do not explain anything to guests. We have instructions." The man hears her voice through the phone and steps farther out. "Who is that? What instructions?" I lower the phone slightly. "Sir, please go back inside and lock your door. I will update the floor if needed." He studies me for a second, annoyed more than worried. Then he looks toward the guest elevators at the end of the hall. The lights above both doors are dark. "Are the elevators working?" "Not for guests right now." "That is unacceptable," he says. Not loud yet, just automatic. The service phone pops with a burst of noise. Dina says, "Calvin, listen carefully. Lobby is compromised. Restaurant too. 2 security officers down. More coming in from valet. We are locking the front glass." For a second, I do not understand what she means. Compromised is a word people use for computers and bad credit cards. Not a lobby with marble floors and fresh flowers. "What do you mean down?" I ask. Dina does not answer right away. The man in the robe steps closer. "What did she say?" I raise a hand without looking at him. Dina says, "People are attacking staff. Guests too. Biting, grabbing, not stopping when security hits them. Police line keeps ringing busy. Management says medical incident. Security says riot. I do not care what word anybody uses. Stay off the lower floors." The man in the robe stops breathing through his mouth. His face changes. From somewhere below, through the walls, there is a dull boom. The floor does not shake, but the sound climbs the building through steel and concrete. Then the guest elevator at the end of the hall dings. Both of us look. The left elevator light comes on. The little digital number above it flickers from L to 12, then 17, then 23. Dina says, "Calvin, are guest elevators moving?" "Yes." "They should not be." The man in the robe takes 2 steps back toward his room. The number changes to 28, 29, 30. I grab the handle of my cleaning cart and pull it sideways across the hall, not for defense yet, only to put something between me and the elevator. The cart is heavy with towels, chemicals, trash bags, and small tools. One wheel squeaks. The elevator number reaches 31. The man whispers, "Is someone coming up?" I look at him now. "Inside your room, lock it, do it now." He does not argue this time. He backs into his room and fumbles with the door. The elevator reaches 32. The chime is soft, polite, completely wrong. The doors open. At first I see only a silver luggage cart jammed at an angle inside the elevator car. One suitcase has burst open across the floor, expensive clothes spilling out in a pile. A woman is pressed against the back wall, sitting low with her knees drawn in. Her hair is stuck to her face. Her blouse is torn at the sleeve. She stares forward without blinking. A bellman named Luis is half kneeling beside the control panel with one hand braced on the wall. His red uniform jacket is missing 2 buttons. He sees me and tries to stand. "Calvin," he says. Something moves behind the luggage cart. Luis turns his head too late. A man in a dark suit lunges from the floor of the elevator. He moves wrong, not drunk, not injured in any normal way. His jaw works open and shut. His face is gray under the warm elevator light. His eyes do not track the way a person's eyes should track. He grabs Luis by the collar and drives him backward into the panel. The woman in the back wall screams, and this time I hear it clearly. I shove my cart forward. The elevator doors start to close, hit the luggage cart, open again. Luis gets one arm between himself and the suited man. The man keeps pushing with both hands, snapping his teeth toward Luis's face. There is no talking from him. No anger, no words. Just a wet, clicking sound and shoes scraping on the elevator floor. I do not think hero thoughts. I do not think about duty. I reach for the first thing on my cart that has weight. My hand closes around a metal mop handle. "Luis, down," I say. He understands. He drops sideways. I swing the mop handle into the suited man's shoulder and neck. It lands with a hollow thud. The man turns toward me without losing balance. No flinch, no curse, no human pause. That is the moment I know something is deeply wrong. Luis crawls out of the elevator on one knee. I hook my hands under his jacket and yank him hard enough to tear the fabric. He hits the carpet beside my cart and keeps crawling. The suited man steps over the luggage, mouth working, hands reaching. I push the cart straight into him. The front edge catches him at the thighs and drives him back into the elevator. Bottles of cleaner topple. Towels spill. The cart jams between the elevator frame and the luggage cart. The doors try to close again, bump the side, open. "Move," I tell Luis. The woman in the elevator is still sitting against the wall. I point at her. "Come out, now!" She stares at me. The suited man shoves against the cart. His fingers claw at the towel shelves. He grabs a white towel and pulls it down, then another. His mouth opens wider. His teeth snap at empty air. "Ma'am," I say louder. "Move now or stay there." That reaches her. She crawls over the suitcase, slips on the clothes, and half falls through the gap between the cart and door. Luis grabs her wrist and drags her clear. I reach to the elevator panel with the mop handle and jab the door close button. Nothing happens. I jab again. The cart is still blocking the sensor. I yank the luggage cart. It shifts 2 inches. The suited man pushes forward. The robed man's door opens behind me again. "What in God's name?" he starts. "Inside," I snap. He sees the suited man trying to climb over my cleaning cart. His face drains. He slams his door. I kick the luggage cart deeper into the elevator. The sensor clears. The doors close on the suited man's hands. For 1 second, his fingers remain between the doors, bending, scraping, still reaching. Then the doors force shut. The elevator sits there. Nobody speaks. Luis is on the floor, one hand pressed against his upper arm. The woman from the elevator is sitting against the wall beside the ice machine alcove. She is shaking so hard her earrings tap against her neck. I notice stupid details. Pearl earrings, one missing shoe, hotel key card stuck to her damp palm. The service phone is still in my pocket. Dina is shouting through it. I pull it out. "We have one contained in elevator 32. Luis is hurt. Female guest out." Dina curses under her breath. I have never heard her do that at work, not once. "Service stairs," she says. "Get away from the elevator bank." What about the elevator? Security lost lobby control. We have infected moving through lower public levels. The word from city dispatch is stay behind locked doors. Not medical anymore. Calvin, listen. If someone is attacked, Restrain only if safe. If not safe, withdraw. Do not bring bitten staff to laundry. Do not bring anyone to staff staging unless cleared. Luis looks up at me when he hears bitten. His hand moves away from his arm. There is a bite through the fabric of his shirt. Small, deep, already dark around the edges. The woman from the elevator sees it too. She presses herself harder against the wall. Luis looks at me. He is 26, maybe 27. He has a baby daughter. I know this because he shows everybody pictures when business is slow. It got me in the lobby, he says. I thought it was just... I thought he was drunk. The elevator behind us makes a grinding sound. The car is moving. Not down, up. The number changes to 33. I grab Luis under his good arm. Stand. He does not move. Calvin, stand now. The woman says, he was bitten. I can see that. You cannot bring him with us. Luis looks at her with open disbelief. I pulled you out. She turns away. That is the hotel in 1 second. A man saves a woman, and the woman starts calculating whether he is baggage, but I cannot pretend she is fully wrong. The service phone pops again. Dina says, Calvin? I am taking him to staff corridor. Do not take him down. I am not. Keep him isolated. Luis hears that too. His face does not ask me to lie. That makes it worse. The elevator dings from the floor above us. Then another scream comes through the ceiling. We move. I put Luis's good arm over my shoulder and help him to the staff door. The woman follows 2 steps behind without asking permission. I swipe my badge. The reader flashes red. I swipe again. Red. Come on, I say. The woman whispers, why is it not opening? Hotel lockdown. I pull my ring from my belt and find the brass override key for service corridors. Most guests think hotels run on cards and computers. Staff knows better. Buildings keep secrets in old locks. The key turns hard. The door opens into the back corridor. The service hall is narrow, painted beige with concrete underfoot and fluorescent lights that make every stain look permanent. The air is warmer here. It smells of dust, detergent, and old machinery. I guide Luis inside and pull the woman in after him. The guest hallway door closes behind us with a heavy click. For the first time since the screaming started, the luxury part of the hotel disappears. No carpet, no flowers, no brass, no fake calm. Just the building's bones. We move past the linen closet and the housekeeping office for the floor. The office is empty except for a rolling chair, a corkboard full of shift notes, and a coffee mug that says Day Shift Survivor. I notice it and almost hate it. The woman speaks behind me. Where are you taking us? Service stairwell. We need police. We need distance. My husband is on 34. I stop for half a second. Luis leans against the wall, eyes closed. The woman says, he went upstairs to get our passports. He was in the elevator ahead of me. We were trying to leave. What room? 3410. The scream from upstairs returns in my head. I look down the service corridor. The stairs are 20 yards away. The staff elevator is around the corner. The laundry chute is locked. The maintenance closet is behind me. I know all of it. Name? I ask. Claire. Claire Whitcomb. I point at Luis. Claire, hold him upright. She stares at me. Hold him or he drops. She steps forward and takes Luis by the elbow with 2 fingers at first, then with both hands when his knees dip. I unlock the maintenance closet. Inside are spare bulbs, plungers, extension cords, a folding ladder, bags of salt for winter that nobody moved downstairs, a bolt cutter I am not supposed to know about, and a red fire axe behind a break glass panel. I do not break the glass. I use the little release key taped behind the shelf, placed there by every maintenance crew since the hotel opened. I take the axe. Claire watches me. Are we going to my husband? No. Her mouth opens. I cut her off. Not yet. We get behind a lock. We find out if 34 is passable. Then we decide. If we run blind into that floor, everybody ends up in the hall. I can pay you. That lands wrong. Luis opens his eyes. I look at her. Do not say that again. She looks embarrassed for half a second, then angry, then embarrassed again. Good. There is still a person in there. We reach the service stairs. I listen at the door before opening it. From below, noise rises in layers. Distant alarms, feet on steps, men shouting, something hitting a door again and again. From above, nothing. I crack the door. The stairwell is clear upward. Downward, red emergency lights blink over concrete steps. Somewhere far below, a door slams, then another. Then someone yells for help, and the yell cuts off behind a bang. I push Claire and Luis inside. We go up, I say. Claire snaps. My husband is down 1 floor from the roof side. 34 is up 2 floors. That is what I mean. I point at the stairs above. We do not use guest halls unless we have to. We go to 33 service landing first. Listen, then 34. Luis grips the rail. I can make 2 floors. He says it too calmly. He is trying to make it easy for me to let him come. We climb. Each step takes too long. Luis keeps his bitten arm tucked against his body. Claire supports him on one side while I keep the axe low on the other. The stairwell smells of concrete dust and hot wiring. The emergency lights pulse red across the landings. At 33, I listen. Behind the door, muffled voices. A lot of them, guests, a child crying, someone pounding the elevator button again and again. No, I say. We keep going. At 34, the door window shows darkness beyond the reinforced glass. Not total darkness, just less light than there should be. The hall power is out on that side. Claire sees the number on the wall and presses forward. This is it. I hold her back. Luis sits on the step. Not falls. Sits. Careful. Controlled. Too controlled. I crouch near him. How long since the bite? He looks at his watch, then laughs once without humor. Maybe 15 minutes. Any dizziness? No, just cold. No, not cold. I do not know. I do not ask more. I am not a doctor. I clean carpets, unclog sinks, and fix towel warmers for people who complain when heated marble is too warm. Claire's voice changes. Please, his name is Daniel. He will not know where to go. I stand and look through the little stairwell window into 34. The service corridor beyond it is empty. The lights flicker at the far end. One laundry cart is tipped sideways against the wall. That means staff ran. Staff do not leave carts sideways unless something interrupted the job. I open the door slowly. The sound changes at once. Guest floor 34 is not screaming. That makes it worse. It is full of low sounds. Doors closing, furniture dragging, phones ringing unanswered inside rooms, a man praying somewhere behind a wall, and the soft ding of an elevator that keeps trying to serve a floor no longer safe. We step into the service corridor. Claire whispers, Room 3410 is on the guest side. I know. I know every room on this floor. 3410 is a corner suite with lake view, marble bath, dining table, private bar, and a closet bigger than my bedroom. It also sits near the guest elevators. That is bad. Luis walks behind us with one hand on the wall. He is slower now. I stop at the housekeeping closet and unlock it. Inside are towel stacks, 2 carts, soap boxes, spare robes, bottled water for turn-down service, and a landline phone. I pick up the phone. No dial tone. I take 6 water bottles and put them in a plastic laundry bag. Then I hand the bag to Claire. "Carry this." She takes it without arguing. I look at Luis. "Stay here." He gives me a flat look. "No. You cannot move fast. I am not staying in a closet waiting to find out." Claire looks away from him again. I hate her for that for 1 second. Then I hate myself because I am also thinking about the closet door and whether it locks from outside. Luis sees it. I know what you are thinking. I am thinking you need to sit down. No, you are thinking if I change, you need a door between us. I do not answer. He nods. Good. Keep thinking. The honesty of that shuts me up. We move through the service door into the guest corridor. The luxury returns in broken pieces. Thick carpet, framed art, gold room numbers, a champagne bucket tipped near room 3412. A room service plate smashed on the floor with steak, asparagus, and a broken wine glass spread across the carpet. A bloodless mess, but still violent in its own way. The guest elevators are 20 yards to the right. One door is open, the car is empty, but the floor inside is smeared with spilled drinks, shoe prints, and torn paper. The panel lights blink from every button pressed at once. 3410 is to the left. Claire moves toward it. I catch her sleeve. Slow. The door to 3410 is open 2 inches. Claire stops. From inside the suite, a man is talking. "Stay away from me," he says. "I mean it." Claire breathes out his name. "Daniel." I push her behind me and step closer to the door. "Sir," I say. "Hotel staff. We have your wife." A pause. Then the door pulls open 6 inches. Daniel Whitcomb stands inside holding a heavy glass award from some corporate event. He is tall, clean-shaven, still wearing a dinner jacket over an open shirt. His hair is wet at the temples. There are scratches on one side of his face, but he is standing steady. Claire tries to push past me. Daniel sees her, and his face breaks in a way that looks real. Not rich, not trained. Real. He opens the door wider. Before Claire can reach him, a second figure moves behind him. A young man in a bellhop vest stumbles out from behind the suite's inner hallway. His name tag flashes under the light. Bradley, new hire, quiet kid. He worked luggage mostly. His mouth is dark around the lips. His shirt is torn across the front. He moves toward Daniel without looking at Claire, me, or Luis. Daniel turns. I step in and shove Claire sideways into the hall. Bradley grabs Daniel by the back of his jacket. Daniel swings the glass award. It catches Bradley on the side of the head. Bradley drops against the wall, then rises again with no pause. That makes sense. Daniel says, "What is wrong with him?" I do not answer. I hook the axe handle under Bradley's arm and drive him back into the suite's dining table. Chairs topple. Claire screams Daniel's name, but she stays in the hall because I already shoved her hard enough to make the message clear. Bradley reaches for me across the table. His fingers close and open. His face has no recognition in it. I know this kid. He once apologized to a suitcase after bumping it into a wall. Now he crawls across polished wood with broken glass under one hand and does not notice. Daniel grabs Claire and pulls her backward into the hall. Luis steps into the doorway with a brass lamp from the corridor table. He lifts it over his shoulder, then stops. His face goes blank for a fraction of a second. "Luis," I say. He blinks. Bradley gets one knee onto the table. I swing the axe, not at his head. I am not ready for that. I swing at the table leg. The blade bites deep, I yank it free and kick the damaged leg. The table drops on one side. Bradley slides with it, hits the floor, and gets trapped between the table edge and the wall. Out, I say. Daniel runs first with Claire. Luis follows, but his steps drag now. I back out and pull the suite door shut. The lock clicks. Bradley hits the other side of the door. Once, then again, then keeps hitting. Daniel stares at the door. He was bringing our bags. He attacked me in the bedroom. Claire grabs Daniel's face with both hands. Were you bitten? No, I do not think so. I look him over. Scratches, torn jacket, no visible bite. That means nothing, but it is all I can use. A door opens down the hall. An older woman peers out from room 3418. What is happening? She asks. My television says emergency broadcast, but the channel keeps cutting out. Behind her, a man says, ask if room service is still available. Nobody answers him. Another door opens, then another. The floor is waking up. This is how hotels fail, not all at once. One door at a time. I raise my voice, but not too loud. Loud brings attention. Everyone stay inside your rooms. Lock your doors. Do not use elevators. Do not open for anyone unless you know the person is safe. The older woman says, are you security? No. Then where is security? Downstairs. That is enough. Her face changes. She closes the door. Daniel looks at my uniform shirt, gray with the hotel logo, name stitched in small letters. Calvin. He sees the axe in my hand. He sees Luis leaning against the wall. We need to get out, Daniel says. Ground floor's gone. Then parking garage. Below the lobby. Service exit. Also below the lobby. Roof? Possible. Claire turns to me. You said roof access. I did not say that to her. She listened earlier. Good. I look toward the service corridor. Roof is not escape unless someone can pick us up. It is a place to wait, maybe signal, maybe cross to maintenance terrace. It has locked doors, wind, and nowhere to hide. Daniel points toward the elevator. We can take stairs down until we reach a clear floor. Luis laughs quietly. It comes out wrong. The lower floors are not clear, he says. I came from the lobby. There were people running into glass, guests climbing over the front desk. A man in a tuxedo bit a valet in the face and kept holding on while security hit him with a baton. Nobody stopped. Nobody listened. The front doors broke before I got into the elevator. Daniel goes still. Claire says, then we go up. That is when the fire alarm starts, not the clean drill tone, not the polite voice telling guests to proceed to exits. A hard, broken alarm pulse hammers through the corridor. Red strobes flash along the walls. Every guest door that was cracked open now opens wider. People step out carrying purses, laptops, handbags, children, champagne bottles, passports, little dogs, and no useful plan. A man in a black sweater shouts, "Stairs! Use the stairs!" I move fast toward the service door. No, not this stairwell. Nobody listens. That is the second thing luxury does badly. It teaches people that somebody else has already checked the danger. The man in the black sweater reaches the guest stairwell at the far end and pushes through. 3 people follow him. A woman with a little white dog is next. The dog barks non-stop, high and sharp. The stairwell door closes. 2 seconds pass. The barking stops first. Then the black sweater man slams back against the inside of the stairwell door hard enough to rattle the frame. He screams, "Open! Open!" The guests in the hallway freeze. A hand smacks the small window from the stairwell side. Then another hand. Then a face presses to the glass. Not the man's face. Someone else. A woman with one eye clouded and jaw working. More bodies crowd behind her. The black sweater man's voice disappears under the noise. The guests start running in every direction. Daniel grabs Claire. Claire grips the laundry bag of water bottles. Luis pushes himself off the wall. I open the service door and shove all three inside. Move to stairs, I say. A young woman in a hotel spa robe sees us and runs toward the service door. Behind her comes a teenage boy with a backpack and a man in pajama pants. I hold the door because leaving them in the guest hall would be murder if I can avoid it. Inside, I say. Quiet. The pajama man says, "My wife is coming." I look past him. His wife is not coming. A woman at the far end is dragging a suitcase with both hands, refusing to let go while people shove around her. The suitcase catches on the broken room service tray. She bends to free it. The stairwell window behind her breaks inward. Hands come through the narrow opening. Glass falls onto the carpet. The people inside the stairwell force the door wider against bodies piled in the way. The first infected guest crawls out on hands and knees, then rises. The suitcase woman looks up. The pajama man yells her name. I step back into the service corridor and start to close the door. He grabs it. "No, my wife!" I hold the door with both hands. She is too far. He tries to push past me. Daniel helps me, not with words. He slams his shoulder into the door and forces it closed. The pajama man pounds on Daniel's back, screaming. The service door locks. The hallway noise becomes muffled behind steel. The pajama man turns on Daniel and swings at him. Daniel takes it on the shoulder, then shoves him into the wall. "You killed her," the man says. Daniel stares at him. "No, I closed a door." Nobody likes that answer. It is still the truth. The teenage boy slides down the wall and puts both hands over his ears. The spa robe woman keeps saying, "This is not happening," without sound behind it. Claire stands in the middle of the corridor with the water bag clutched to her chest. Luis watches the locked door. I count the people without meaning to. Me, Luis, Claire, Daniel, spa robe woman, teenage boy, pajama man, 7. 7 people in a service corridor on 34, with the guest hall failing behind one door and lower floors gone below us. The building alarm cuts out. The sudden quiet is worse than the noise. Then the public announcement system clicks on. A calm recorded voice says, "Attention guests, we are experiencing a temporary emergency. Please remain in your rooms. Hotel staff will provide assistance shortly." The message repeats in French, then Spanish, then English again. The teenage boy looks up at me. "Is that true?" "No," I say. Claire closes her eyes for 1 second. Then she opens them and looks at Luis. His lips have started to look pale. Sweat shines on his forehead under the fluorescent lights. He sees her looking and gives her a small nod. Not friendly, not forgiving. I need a place with a lock. A real one. I think through the floor map. Housekeeping closet is too small. Service landing has no lock. The staff break room on 35 has water, vending machines, and a deadbolt that maintenance added after a theft problem. The linen room on 36 has a cage door. The roof mechanical room has tools, but roof access may trigger alarm. The banquet storage level on 28 has food, but it is below. Not now. We go to 35 staff break room, I say. Single file. No talking unless needed. If you see someone moving wrong, do not touch him or her. Tell me. Pajama man points at Luis. He is bitten. Everyone looks. Luis nods again. Yes. Pajama man backs away. Then he cannot come. The spa robe woman whispers, "No." Daniel looks at me, waiting. This is the first command decision, and I hate every part of it. Luis says, "I can walk behind." "Not good enough," Pajama Man says. He turns, he grabs someone, then what? The teenage boy says, "Maybe bites take hours." Pajama Man snaps, "You do not know that?" Nobody knows anything. That is the problem. It is not knowledge in the hallway. It is guessing with lives attached. I look at Luis. "You tell me the second you feel confused." He gives me a tired grin. "I already work nights in a hotel. Confused is normal." Nobody laughs. I take 2 pillowcases from the cart inside the service corridor and tear one into strips. Then I wrap Luis's bitten forearm tight through the fabric and tie his wrist to the front of his belt. Not behind his back. Not cruel. Enough to slow him if he loses control. He lets me do it. Pajama Man says, "That will not stop him." I pick up the axe. "No, I will." The corridor goes quiet. That is the first time the group understands what my job has become. We climb to 35. The service stairs above 34 are empty, but the sound from below follows us. It is not one large roar. It is 100 small failures. Doors, shoes, to metal rails, people calling names, someone sobbing into a phone, a child yelling for a mother. The hotel's elegant silence is gone, peeled away floor by floor. At 35, I open the service door and check the corridor. Clear. The staff break room sits past the laundry chute and 2 storage cages. I unlock it with my badge. This reader still works. Good. Inside, the room is ugly and comforting. Gray table, plastic chairs, vending machines, microwave, sink, corkboard, a refrigerator full of staff lunches with names written on tape. There are no windows. For guests, this room might feel cheap. For me, it is the safest place we have seen so far. I get everyone inside. Daniel locks the door behind us. I turn on the sink. Water runs. For 3 seconds, nobody moves. Then everyone does. Claire fills paper cups. The teenage boy grabs a chair and jams it under the door handle, even though the door opens outward. I let him do it. It gives him a task. The spa robe woman sits at the table and stares at the vending machine. Pajama Man checks his phone with shaking fingers and curses every time the call fails. Daniel helps Claire stack chairs away from the wall, creating space. Luis sits on the floor near the far corner. I crouch in front of him. Name, room, daughter's name. He looks at me. Luis Ortega, staff locker B12, daughter Sophia. She has 2 teeth and hates peas. Still him. Good. I stand and take inventory. Vending machine, chips, candy bars, crackers, trail mix, 2 rows of bottled water. Refrigerator, staff food, maybe enough for a day if nobody is picky. Cabinets, coffee, sugar, paper plates, cleaning wipes, first aid kit, small, mostly bandages and burn cream. Tools, none except a cheap screwdriver in the drawer. Phone, no dial tone. Television, mounted in corner. I turn it on. At first the screen shows a hotel menu. Then the feed switches to local news. The anchor is not on set. A weather graphic sits frozen behind a red crawl at the bottom. Emergency services are experiencing high call volume. Avoid downtown. Shelter in place. Do not approach aggressive or disoriented persons. The message repeats. No details, no answers. Pajama Man points at the screen. See? Shelter in place. We should be in our rooms, not back here. I look at him. Your room door opens into a hallway full of infected guests. They are sick people. Then sick people who tear doors open. You are a janitor. That word hangs there. Claire flinches. Not for me, for him. Even she knows it was stupid. I look at Pajama Man. Night cleaner, maintenance support. And right now, I am the person who knows this building. Daniel steps between us, but he faces Pajama Man. What is your name? Richard. Richard, sit down or help. Those are the choices. Richard opens his mouth, then closes it. He sits. That is when the teenage boy speaks. My mom is on 29. Everyone turns toward him. He is maybe 16. Thin, dark hoodie, expensive sneakers, backpack clutched in both hands. What room? I ask. 2922. She told me to go get ice, then alarms started. I ran upstairs because people were running up. I do not know why. I just ran. His voice stays level until the last words. Then it starts breaking. I do not say we cannot go. Not yet. People hear final answers badly. What is your name? Owen. Okay, Owen. Right now, 29 is below us and between us and whatever came through the lobby. Going down blind is not smart. We need information first. My mom has asthma. Claire looks at Daniel. Daniel looks at the table. This is what survival does. It does not give one clean problem. It gives 7 problems and asks which one deserves time. The spa robe woman raises her hand slightly, still sitting. My name is Audrey. I was in the spa. I came up the stairs when the elevator stopped. I did not see anyone bitten on 35. Maybe this floor is clear. Maybe, I say. Audrey says, there is a private club lounge on 37. Food, bar, doors. My key works. I am a member. Richard sits up. That is useful. It is useful. It is also guest side. Strung glass walls, open seating, 2 elevator banks nearby, and a bar full of bottles that people will fight over. But food matters. I look at the clock on the break room microwave. 12:13 a.m. Half an hour ago, I was vacuuming a hallway and thinking about getting home before sunrise. Now I am planning water, food, locks, infected movement, guest behavior, and whether a bitten bellman will still know his daughter's name in 10 minutes. Luis says from the corner, Calvin. I turn. His tied hand has started twitching, small movements at first, fingers opening and closing against the fabric. He looks at it with disgust. I am still here, he says. I crouch again. Name. Luis Ortega. Daughter. Sophia. Where are we? 35 staff break room. He answers fast. Too fast, maybe. I cannot tell. He lowers his voice. If I go bad, do not let me get close to anyone. I know. No. Say it. I look at him. He is asking for dignity while he can still ask. I will not let you get close to anyone, I say. He nods and looks at the wall. Claire turns away. She did not make the bite. She did not bring this thing here. But she was ready to discard him 10 minutes after he saved her. Now she has to sit in a room with him and watch the cost of that thought. The hotel intercom clicks again. This time it is not recorded. A man's voice comes through, strained and breathy. Mr. Havel, general manager. I know his voice from staff meetings where he thanks us for excellence and tells us payroll is tight. Attention, guests and associates. This is Leonard Havel, general manager. We are coordinating with local authorities. Please remain in secure rooms. Do not use elevators. Do not attempt to enter the lobby or parking facilities. Medical assistance is being arranged. A crash interrupts him. He keeps speaking, but the words wobble. If any guest is experiencing fever, confusion, aggressive behavior, or uncontrolled biting, please isolate that person in a bathroom or separate room and contact front desk. Richard laughs once. Contact front desk? Is he serious? Havel continues. Associates should report to assigned emergency stations if safe to do so. Someone near him shouts. Havel covers the microphone badly. We hear it anyway. Do not open that door. The announcement cuts off. The break room feels smaller after that. Daniel says, we cannot wait here forever. No, I say. But we can wait long enough to stop making decisions while running. I take the staff floor map from the corkboard. It is laminated and coffee-stained. Most guests would not understand it. Staff routes are marked in blue, emergency doors in red, storage in yellow, utility ladders in green. I spread it on the table. The group gathers around, except Luis. Here, I say, tapping 35. Break room. Above us, 36 linen cage and housekeeping storage. 37 club lounge. 38 to 40 guest suites. 41 mechanical and roof access. Roof door here. Service elevator runs from loading dock to 41, but I do not trust it. Stairs A and B are guest stairs. Service stair is here. We control this one if we keep the doors shut. Claire points. Could infected come through the service stair? Yes. If staff opened doors below, if guests found access, if fire locks released. We assume yes. Audrey says, what about cameras? Security office is on mezzanine above lobby. If security is alive, he or she is busy. Daniel leans over the map. He is trying to be useful now. Food. You said club lounge. Food up there is snacks, breakfast prep, drinks. Maybe enough for 7 people for 2 days if we ration. Better food is banquet kitchen on level 2 and main kitchen behind restaurant. Both are impossible right now. Storage cages on 36 have water. Turn-down service bottles. Mini bars on guest floors have small food. But searching rooms takes time and risk. Richard says, we should go room to room. People have luggage, medicine, phones, weapons maybe. Room to room wakes people, creates arguments, and section and opens doors we may need closed. Owen says, my mom has medicine in her room. That stops me again. I tap the map near 29. We are not going to 29 now, but if we get cameras or stair information maybe. Owen's face hardens. He hates me in that moment. I accept it. It is cleaner than false hope. Luis coughs once from the corner. Everyone looks. He wipes his mouth with his shoulder since one hand is tied and the other is braced on the floor. No blood. Nothing dramatic. Just a cough. Then he says, Sophia. I step toward him. Luis? He looks at me confused. The tied hand pulls against his belt. Luis, I say again. He blinks. I am here. But he is not all the way here. The room shifts. Chairs scrape. Richard stands fast. Audrey backs into the vending machine. Claire grips Daniel's arm. Owen presses himself against the counter. Luis looks at the movement and understands. He starts to cry without sound. His face folds and his shoulders move once. Then he forces it down. Bathroom, he says. The break room has a single staff bathroom. I look at the door. Hollow core. Weak lock. But better than open room. Luis tries to stand. I help him. Nobody else does. I do not blame anyone. I also notice we walk him to the bathroom. His steps are uneven. His shoes drag. He keeps looking at the floor with intense focus, measuring every tile. At the bathroom door, he stops. Tell Dana I tried to help. I will. If you see my locker, the picture in the door, take it. I will. He looks at me then. His eyes are still his. Do not promise if you cannot. I will try. He accepts that. Real answer. Better than a clean lie. He steps inside. I close the door. There is no key. I take a mop from the closet beside the sink, wedge it under the bathroom door handle, and use electrical cord from the microwave to tie the handle to the heavy refrigerator leg. It is ugly, but it holds. Luis speaks from inside. "Calvin? I am here. Keep talking." I stand with my hand on the door. "You remember the banquet last winter? The finance group? The guy who dropped a whole tray of oysters in the elevator?" A pause. Luis laughs once. Barely. "He said the elevator moved. It was parked. He tipped me $5. He blamed housekeeping for the smell." Luis laughs again. Then the laugh breaks into a cough. The room behind me is silent. From the bathroom, Luis says, "Sophia has 2 teeth. I know. She hates peas. I know. She likes the purple blanket." I close my eyes for 1 second, then open them. Purple blanket. The bathroom goes quiet. Then something hits the door from the inside. Not a knock, a full-body impact. Audrey makes a small sound. Owen turns toward the wall. Claire covers her mouth. Daniel grips a chair with both hands. Richard whispers, "Jesus." The door jumps again. The mop bends. The tied cord holds. Inside, the thing that used to be Luis scratches at the handle. Nobody speaks. I stand there until the scratching becomes steady and mindless. Then I step back. The group watches me. I pick up the axe. Nobody argues about my job now. At 12:31 a.m., the Bellwether Grand is no longer a hotel. It is a 41-floor trap with expensive wallpaper, bad information, and dead people learning how to climb stairs. We leave Luis in the bathroom. I hate that sentence, even while I am living it. We do not have time to honor him. No words, no prayer, no moment that makes it clean. I write his name on a paper towel with a marker from the corkboard and tape it to the bathroom door. Luis Ortega. Bitten. Do not open. Daughter Sophia. It is not enough. It is what I can do. Claire reads the note and looks at me. I am sorry. I nod once. I do not make her feel better. That is not my job either. We take everything useful from the break room. Bottled water from the vending machine after Daniel and I pry the front open with the axe and a screwdriver. Food from the refrigerator. Candy, crackers, trail mix, coffee packets, plastic cutlery, trash bags, cleaning gloves, first aid supplies, and a roll of duct tape from the maintenance drawer. Audrey finds a pair of staff sneakers in a lost and found box and changes out of her spa slippers. Owen fills his backpack until the seams strain. Richard takes 3 bottles of water and tries to hide 2 inside his pajama waistband. Daniel sees it and says nothing. I see it and remember. At 12:46 a.m., something begins pounding on the break room door from the hallway. Not Luis, hallway side. Everyone freezes. The handle moves once, then again. A woman's voice says, "Hello? Staff? Please open, please. I have a child." Richard whispers, "No." Owen looks at me with sudden hope. I move to the door and peer through the small covered window. Most staff room doors have a safety pane hidden behind a sliding metal flap. Guests do not know this. Staff does. In the hall stands a woman in a blue evening dress, hair loose, makeup streaked. Beside her is a little girl, maybe 7 years old, holding a stuffed rabbit by one ear. Both are alive. Both are terrified. Behind them, the service corridor looks empty. I open the door 6 inches with my foot planted behind it. The woman tries to push in. I block her. "Bitten?" I ask. "No." "Scratched?" "No, please, please, my daughter." "Her name?" "Emma." I look at the girl. "Emma, were you bitten?" The girl shakes her head hard. I look at her arms, neck, legs. No visible injury. I let them in and close the door. Richard hisses, "You cannot keep adding people." The woman clutches Emma to her side. "What does that mean?" "It means he is a coward," Audrey says sharply. Richard points at her. It means food runs out. And leaving a child in the hall helps food last longer," Audrey says. That shuts him down for now. The woman's name is Helen Sato. She was on 35, room 3526. She says her husband left to check the elevators and did not come back. She waited until someone started scratching at their room door from the outside. Not knocking, scratching. Then the door across the hall opened and a guest stumbled out, biting his own hand. She took Emma and ran into the service hall after seeing the staff sign. She tells all of this in clipped pieces while I check both of them for wounds. She does not complain. She does not ask for special treatment. She holds still, turns her arms when told, lifts Emma's hair so I can see the back of her neck. "Thank you," I say. She gives one quick nod. "What are we doing?" "Good question. Good person, maybe." "We are moving up," I say. 36 linen room first, then 37 club lounge for supplies if it is safe, then roof access if needed. Helen looks at Emma. "Can she make stairs?" Emma answers before her mother. "Yes." Her voice is small but firm. The bathroom door jumps again behind us. Emma turns toward it. I step between her and the door. We go now. At 12:58 a.m., we enter the service stairs again. 8 people now. Me, Claire, Daniel, Audrey, Owen, Richard, Helen, Emma, and Luis behind a bathroom door that will not hold forever. The stairwell above still seems clear. I move first with the axe. Daniel walks second. Helen and Emma in the middle. Owen behind them. Audrey after Owen. Claire after Audrey. Richard last, which he hates until I tell him rear position is important. He stands straighter after that. Sometimes pride can be used. 36 opens into darkness. The emergency light above the service door is dead. I use a small flashlight from my belt. Every maintenance worker carries one. Mine is cheap, dented, and suddenly worth more than the chandeliers downstairs. The beam catches linen carts lined against the wall, stacked with folded sheets and towels. The floor is quiet. We move in. The linen room is locked with a cage gate. I open it. Inside are shelves of sheets, blankets, towels, robes, soap cases, paper products, and crates of bottled water for premium turn-down service. I almost laugh when I see the water. Little glass bottles with hotel labels. Ridiculous. Perfect. "Take water," I whisper. Not too much. Enough to move. Richard starts loading both arms. "Enough to move," I repeat. He glares but drops 2 bottles. Audrey finds staff jackets and hands them around. Helen wraps one around Emma. Daniel takes 2 blankets and uses duct tape to make a sling bag. Claire helps him without a word. Their marriage is becoming practical in front of me. Whatever they were before tonight, crisis is stripping it down. Owen stands near the door, staring toward the stairs. I step beside him. "We have not forgotten 29. He does not look at me. "You said maybe." I said maybe after information. Maybe means no. Sometimes, not always. "My mom told me to get ice. I got annoyed. I said I was not room service." She laughed. That is the last thing I said to her. There is no good answer. I hand him 2 bottles. "Put these in the side pocket. Keep your hands free." He does it. He hates me a little less for giving him a task. Not much. A sound comes from above. A stairwell door opening. Everyone stops. Footsteps descend from 37 or 38. Slow. 1 person. I motion everyone back into the linen cage. Daniel pulls the gate almost shut, but does not lock it. The service door to 36 opens. A hotel security officer steps in backward, holding a collapsible baton in both hands. Officer Marcy Vale. I know her. She works overnights, usually lobby and parking. Strong woman, short hair, no patience for drunk conference guests. Her uniform is torn at the shoulder. Her radio is gone. She backs into the corridor, then turns and almost swings at me when my flashlight hits her. Marcy, I whisper. She lowers the baton half an inch. Calvin? Yes. She looks at the group behind me. How many? 8. Any bitten? No. Her eyes sharpen. You sure? 1 bitten, isolated. 35? Good. Not kind. Good. Marcy steps fully into the corridor and closes the stair door behind her. Then she drags a laundry cart in front of it. What is above? I ask. 37 lounge had people barricaded. Bad group. Guests mostly. One of them got bit and hit it. Turned inside. Lounge is lost. Audrey closes her eyes. I said the lounge. Marcy looks at her. Then you are lucky you were not there. Roof? Roof access is open from 41, but guests are already trying it. 2 helicopters passed and did not stop. Police are blocking streets east of the hotel. West side looks worse. I saw fires near the parking ramps. Security office? Gone. Lobby gone. Restaurant gone. Garage gone. Loading dock gone. Kitchen maybe, but no way I am sending anyone down. I absorb each word and cross out routes in my head. Management? Marcy's mouth tightens. Mr. Havel stayed in command office until something came through the inner door. I did not see him after. No one comments. The hotel protected the brand until the brand had teeth at the door. Marcy looks at the linen room supplies. You did good getting here. I guessed. Good guessing. A crash comes from the stairwell below. The laundry cart jumps against the door, then another crash. Marcy lifts her baton. We need to move. Up or down? She gives me a look that answers before she speaks. Down is dead. We go up. 37 is not quiet. Behind the service door, the club lounge side roars with trapped people and infected bodies colliding with furniture. The lounge had glass walls facing the city and polished floors that probably look beautiful under normal light. Now the sound coming from it is all impact and dragging. Someone bangs on the service door from the other side and yells, "Open for members! Open this door right now!" Audrey flinches at the word members. Marcy leans close to the door and says, "Move away from this door." The man on the other side says, "I am Platinum Tier. I know the owner." Marcy does not answer. A second voice behind him makes a low, broken sound. Then the man screams. His body hits the door. The screaming drops into choking. Emma presses her face into Helen's jacket. Helen holds her there and stares straight ahead. We keep climbing. 38. Clear landing. Door locked from the stair side. I do not open it. 39. Smoke smell. Not fire smoke from our floor. Coming through ventilation, maybe. Something burns below. 40. Voices behind the guest stairwell door. Not ours. 41. Mechanical level. The service stair opens into a concrete corridor with pipes overhead and steel doors on both sides. The luxury is gone again. This is where the hotel stops pretending. Air handlers thrum behind walls. Backup lights flicker. The floor vibrates faintly under equipment. Marcy closes the stair door and locks it with her security key. I add a chain from the maintenance cart parked nearby. Not enough forever. Enough for now. We stand in the mechanical corridor, breathing old air and listening to the building below us die one floor at a time. No one says it that way. No one needs to. The roof access door sits at the far end under a green sign. It has a push bar and a keypad. Wind whistles faintly beyond it. Daniel says, "We go out?" Marcy says, "Not all at once. Roof is exposed. If people see an open door, we get rushed." "People from where?" Richard asks. Marcy looks at him. "From the roof." "Of course." We move down the mechanical corridor to a storage room I know well. It holds air filters, belts, maintenance tools, coolant containers, tarps, warning cones, and emergency equipment that nobody touched outside inspections. I unlock it. Inside, we find 2 battery lanterns, 1 coil of rope, work gloves, 3 hard hats, a crowbar, zip ties, plastic sheeting, and a case of emergency water pouches left from a safety audit. And I also find the old rooftop maintenance radio locked in a cabinet. The radio powers on, static. I try the hotel channel. Nothing. I try security. Static, then a burst of voices. "North stair blocked. Do not bring them through." Marcy steps close. "Say again. This is Vale on 41. Who is on channel?" Static, then Dinah's voice. "Marcy? Calvin? Is Calvin with you?" I grab the radio. "Dina, I am here." "Where?" 41 mechanical, 8 survivors plus Marcy. "Thank God." "Where are you?" "Laundry, basement level 1. We sealed behind the dryers. 12 staff. Maybe more outside. We cannot leave." "Basement level 1. Below lobby level, near loading dock." "Bad." "Bitten?" I ask. "1 houseman. Isolated. He turned in 8 minutes." 8 minutes. Everyone near me hears it. I think of Luis. 15 minutes. She's maybe longer. Maybe different bite depth. Maybe timing means nothing. Dina continues. "Listen, city emergency broadcast says infection spread through bites and direct fluid contact. Fatal response fast. Reanimation after collapse. Avoid lower floors. Avoid elevators. Head to secure upper area and wait for official extraction if possible." "Official extraction from where?" "No idea." Marcy takes the radio. "Dina, any police inside?" "None. Last security feed showed police outside pulling back from lobby entrance. Too many infected in Valet Lane. Front glass breached. Parking gates stuck open. People came up from garage before cameras died." "Can you reach loading dock?" "No." A bang comes through Dinah's side of the radio. She goes silent for a second. "Dina," I say. "We are here. Someone at the dryer door. Not opening." Her voice lowers. "Calvin, if you get out, my locker has my sister's number. Tell her I did not leave people." "Dina, do not waste the battery. Channel 3 every 15 minutes if you can." The radio cuts to static. I lower it. Nobody asks if we are going down to save her. Good. Maybe everyone has learned what impossible looks like. Owen stands apart from the group. His jaw is clenched. He heard 8 minutes too. His mother is on 29. If she was bitten, she is gone. If she was not, she may be trapped. Both truths sit in the room with him. I expect him to shout at me. He does not. He quietly takes 2 water pouches and puts them in his backpack. That worries me more. At 1:27 a.m., Marcy and I check the roof. I tell Daniel to keep the storage room door locked from inside and only open to my voice plus his wife's name. Not just my voice. Voices can be forced. The code is Claire. If I do not say Claire, he does not open. He nods. He understands now. Marcy and I step into the roof vestibule. The wind hits the outer door in flat bursts. I push the bar slowly. Cold air spills in. The roof is wide, gravel-covered, broken by mechanical units, vents, low walls, antenna mounts, and the illuminated crown sign of the hotel. The city beyond the roofline is wrong. Sirens flash in too many places. Traffic sits frozen on the avenue. Smoke rises from somewhere near the river. Down below, the Bellwether's front entrance glows under emergency lights, and dark shapes move around the valet lane. The roof has maybe 30 people on it, and some are guests in coats pulled over sleepwear. Some are staff. Some stand near the edge waving phone flashlights at the sky. Others sit against vents. 2 men are arguing near the helipad marker painted in white. The Bellwether does not have regular helicopter service, but wealthy guests love believing a roof can become an exit if money is loud enough. A woman sees Marcy's uniform and runs toward us. "Security! Finally! We need evacuation. My father cannot do stairs." Marcy holds a hand up. "Stay back." The woman stops, offended first, then frightened. Behind her, near the far side of the roof, a man kneels over another man. At first I think he is helping him. Then his head jerks up. His mouth is dark. Marcy sees it too. "Door," she says. Too late. The woman who ran toward us turns at the sound behind her. The kneeling infected man rises and grabs a guest in a camel-colored coat. The guest stumbles backward into a cluster of people. The cluster breaks apart badly. People run toward the roof door, toward us. Marcy steps through and shouts, "Do not rush the door! One at a time!" Nobody listens. The first man reaches us. He is in a business shirt with no shoes. "Move!" Marcy plants the baton across the doorway. "Show hands, neck, arms, now!" He tries to shove past. I push him back with the axe handle, not the blade. He curses at me. Behind him, more people run. The infected man near the far side has another person down. A second infected moves near the low wall, unnoticed until a guest backs into her. The roof becomes motion. This is worse than a hallway. No choke point except the door. No cover except machines. Too many directions. Marcy makes the decision. "Back inside!" she yells at me. I step into the vestibule. She follows, pulling the first unbitten man through by the collar. Then the woman who first approached. Then an older staff cook I recognize from breakfast prep. Then a teenage girl in a hotel hoodie. 4 people. That is all. The crowd hits the door. Hands reach through, voices scream, "Open it! Open it! Let us in!" Marcy and I pull the door shut together. A man gets one arm through the gap. He is not infected. He is alive and terrified. "Please," he says. "Please, please." Behind him, something grabs his shoulder and yanks him backward. His fingers scrape the metal door. The gap clears. We close it. I throw the inner latch. Marcy leans her forehead against the door for 1 second. Then she steps back and puts her baton away. "Sheeter, roof is gone," she says. The 4 new survivors stand in the mechanical corridor, staring at us with the look people get when rescue turns into another locked door. The business shirt man says, "You left them." Marcy turns on him. "And I pulled you." He shuts up. We bring the 4 into the storage room after checking for bites. The woman is named Patricia Voss. The barefoot businessman is Grant. The cook is Samira from the breakfast kitchen. The teenage girl is Elise, daughter of a guest from 40. No visible bites, no clear scratches, no certainty. Our group is 12 now. The storage room that felt safe becomes crowded and hot. The air smells of rubber belts, dust, stress, and hotel soap from the stolen supplies. Emma sits between Helen's knees and drinks tiny sips of water when told. Owen sits near the door, backpack on, his eyes lowered. Richard watches the new people and counts supplies with his eyes. Audrey ties a staff jacket around her waist and helps Samira clean a cut on her palm from the roof door. Claire and Daniel sit close, but not resting. Marcy stands near the corridor entrance. I keep the radio. At 1:43 a.m., Dina does not answer channel 3. At 1:58 a.m., she still does not answer. At 2:13 a.m., the channel gives only static. I stop calling after that. No one asks why. The building power drops at 2:20 a.m., not all at once. First the overhead lights flicker, then the air handler behind the wall winds down. Then something deep in the hotel clunks off with final weight. The battery lanterns become our only light. Without the machines, we can hear the hotel better. We hear movement in the stairwell. We hear infected bodies hitting doors below. We hear people somewhere on a nearby floor shouting through walls. We hear the roof door take impact after impact until the outer latch begins to bend. Marcy looks at me. That door will not hold. I know. The storage room has one door. Bad. The mechanical corridor has 2 branching passages. One leads to elevator machinery. One leads to old service ladder access down to 39 mechanical balcony. A narrow maintenance route not on guest maps. It is locked, dusty, and dangerous, but it bypasses the main stairs for 2 floors. I used it once during a fire inspection and swore I would never use it again. Now it becomes an option. We cannot stay here, I say. Richard laughs under his breath. You keep saying that? Because it keeps being true. Marcy points. Where? Maintenance ladder to 39. From there, service corridor to south stair if clear. Maybe descend to 28 banquet storage. Owen looks up fast. 29. I do not answer right away. 28 banquet storage gives food. 29 gives his mother. South stair may be blocked. Moving 12 people down 12 floors through service routes with infected inside the building is almost stupid. Staying until roof-infected break-in is more stupid. We try for 29 if the route is clear, I say. But we do not split. We do not open guest corridors without checking. Owen nods once. It is not gratitude. It is a contract. We prepare in 10 minutes. No speeches, no long plans. People carry what can be carried. Water distributed, food split. Towels wrapped around forearms with duct tape. Not armor, but bite delay. Gloves on hands. Hard hats for Emma, Owen, and Elise. Marcy gives her baton to Daniel and keeps a heavy pipe wrench from storage. I keep the axe and flashlight. Samira takes the crowbar. Audrey carries the first aid kit. Claire carries water. Helen carries Emma's backpack and holds Emma's hand. Patricia complains that she cannot climb a ladder in heels. Samira points to a lost and found pair of men's shoes and says, "Then wear those." Patricia wears them. Grant asks who put me in charge. Marcy says, "The building did." Nobody adds to that. At 2:34 a.m., we leave the storage room. The roof door behind us is dented inward. The deadbolt plate is bending. Hands slap the other side. Some alive, maybe, some not. We do not check. We move down the mechanical corridor to the ladder access. I unlock the panel with a key I have carried for years and used maybe twice. The door shrieks when it opens. Everyone flinches. "Quiet," Marcy says. The ladder shaft smells of rust and stale air. It drops through a vertical maintenance chase with safety hoops and narrow platforms at each level. Not built for guests, not built for children, not built for panic. I go first. The metal rungs are cold through my gloves. My flashlight beam shakes on concrete pipes and warning stickers. I do not think about height. I think about the next rung, the next platform, the next lock. Below me, the shaft disappears into dark. At 39, I step onto the platform and open the service hatch from inside. Clear corridor. I help Emma down last from the first group. She does not cry. Her face is pale under the hard hat, but she follows instructions better than most adults on the roof. Then Helen comes down. Then Claire. Audrey, Owen, Elise, Patricia, Richard, Grant, Samira, Daniel, and Marcy last. Halfway through, something pounds on the ladder hatch above us. Everyone freezes on rungs and platforms. The roof door must have failed, or someone found the mechanical corridor, or infected our following sound. No time to know. Move, I whisper. Richard slips 2 rungs above the 39 platform and kicks Patricia in the shoulder. She hisses at him. He tells her to hurry. Samira reaches up, grabs his ankle and says, "Kick again, and I pull you down myself." He stops kicking. We get everyone into 39 and close the hatch. The service corridor on 39 is narrow and dark. Guest floors on this level hold suites. Fewer rooms, more space, more wealthy people, more locked doors hiding unknown trouble. We need South Stair. To reach it, we cross behind the housekeeping pantry, past 2 service elevator doors, through a fire door, then a staff-only hall beside the presidential suite storage. The first service elevator door is closed. The second is open. Inside the car stands an elderly man in a tuxedo, facing the back wall. Everyone stops. The man does not move. Grant whispers, "Sir?" Marcy raises one hand. "Stop." The elderly man's head turns, slowly. His face is wrong, not ruined, not dramatic, just empty of anything that can answer a question. He wears a hotel event badge. Blood stains his collar, but the bite is hidden under his jaw. He opens his mouth and steps out of the elevator. I push Emma behind me with one hand. The corridor is too tight for 12 people to run. Marcy moves first. She hooks the pipe wrench behind his knee and drops him hard onto the floor. Daniel pins his shoulders with the baton across his chest. The man snaps upward, teeth clicking inches from Daniel's sleeve. I bring the axe handle down across his forearms and press. Zip ties. Audrey throws them from the kit. Samira catches, loops, pulls. We bind the man's wrists, then ankles, then drag him into the elevator car. He keeps trying to rise with no leverage, head banging against the elevator wall. Grant says, "We should kill it." Emma hears him. Helen covers Emma's ears. Marcy says, "We do not do that in front of children unless we must." Grant looks ready to argue. He does not. I press every elevator button below us and step out. The doors close. The car descends with the bound, infected man inside. It is not mercy. It is removal. We move. At the fire door, I listen. Nothing. I open it. The hallway beyond is lit by emergency strips along the floor. Red light, low and ugly. Halfway down, a housekeeping cart lies overturned. Beyond it, near the south stair door, 2 bodies lie on the carpet. Not moving. I raise my hand. We advance slowly. The first body is a guest, face down, one arm under him. No movement, no sound. The second is a staff member from turn-down service. I know her by the shoes before I see her face. Nia. She always wore bright green laces. I do not stop. I cannot. Marcy checks the guest with the pipe wrench ready. No movement. I check Nia. Her eyes are closed. No bite visible from where I stand. Her hand grips a master key card. I crouch and take it. Her eyes open. I fall backward on instinct. Nia's hand snaps up and grabs my sleeve. Her mouth opens. She makes a thin, dry sound. Not infected. Alive. I grip her wrist. Nia. It is Calvin. Her eyes focus a little. Calvin? Yes. Are you bitten? She swallows. No, fell. People ran. My ankle. Her ankle is twisted badly under her. Not bloody. Not bite. Bad enough. Richard says, "We cannot carry her." Nia hears that. Her face changes. I look at Marcy. Marcy looks at the group. The math is cruel, but Nia is staff. Nia is alive. Nia has the MasterCard in her hand because she was still trying to do her job. Daniel steps forward before I ask. I can help carry. Samira says, me too. Grant mutters, this is insane. Patricia looks at him and says, you were carried through the roof door by security. Try silence. That surprises me enough to remember she may be more than complaints. We make a sling with blankets and 2 mop handles from the overturned cart. It is awkward, but it lets Daniel and Samira carry Nia between them. Nia bites down on a towel and keeps quiet when we move her. That is more control than most guests showed before anything hurt them. The south stair door opens, clear upward, downward, faint sounds, but distant. We begin descending, 38, 37. Behind 37's door, the lounge is still loud. Someone scratches at the other side. We keep moving, 36, 35. From the landing, I hear the bathroom door on the break room floor banging below the service corridor. Luis may have broken out, or something else got in. We do not check. 34. Guest side screams are less now. Less is not better. Less means fewer people left making human sounds. 33. 32. My cleaning cart might still be in the elevator hall there. The vacuum cord, the white lilies, the robe man who complained about the elevator. All of it feels distant, but only 2 hours have passed. 31. 30. Owen starts moving faster. I catch his backpack. Slow. My mom is 1 floor. Slow keeps us alive. He pulls away. Marcy steps in front of him. Owen, she says, if you run, I stop you. If you fight me, your mother loses her chance. Understand? He glares up at her. Then he nods. At 29, we stop. The south stair door window shows a dark service corridor. No movement. I say to the group, we check 1 room, Owen's mother. Nobody else leaves the stairwell except me, Marcy, Owen, and Daniel. Naya stays here. Helen, keep Emma turned away from the door. Richard, you hold this landing with Samira. If anything comes from below, you say it once, and we move. Richard looks shocked to be given responsibility. Then he grips the crowbar Samira handed him. Owen whispers, 29, 22. I know. We enter 29. The floor smells worse than upstairs. Smoke through vents, spilled food, something chemical. The carpet is wet near the ice machine. A ceiling sprinkler may have gone off and stopped. Room 2922 is halfway down the hall. The door is closed. Owen raises his hand to knock. I catch it. We listen. Inside. Television audio. Emergency crawl. No voices, no movement. Owen takes out his key card. His fingers fumble. He drops it. Daniel picks it up and gives it back without comment. The card works. The lock flashes green. And I open the door 6 inches and call softly, Mrs. Owen whispers, Keller. Mrs. Keller, hotel staff. Owen is with us. A sound from inside, a chair scrape. Owen pushes forward. I hold him back with 1 arm. A woman's voice says, Owen? He almost collapses into relief. Mom. I open the door wider. Mrs. Keller stands near the bed with an inhaler in one hand and a heavy bedside lamp in the other. She is small, gray-haired, wearing jeans and a sweater, not hotel sleepwear. Practical shoes. Good. She sees Owen and crosses the room fast. He goes to her. She holds him hard and then pushes him back to look at him. Are you hurt? No. Bitten? No. She looks at me next. Are you bitten? No. Good. Come in or close the door. Hall is not safe. I almost smile. Almost. We do not go in fully. No time. She has already packed. A small medical bag, a backpack, 2 water bottles, phone charger, hotel flashlight, and 3 towels twisted into ropes. She has not waited helplessly. "I heard the stairwell," she says. "I blocked the door with the dresser until it went quiet. I saw people running past the peephole. Some were sick. Some were worse. Is there a way out? Not easy. That means maybe. That means maybe." She nods. "I can walk." Owen wipes his face with his sleeve and pretends he did not. I pretend too. On the way back to the stairwell, a door opens behind us. Room 2918. A man steps out holding a golf club. "Wait, take me with you." Behind him, someone groans inside the room. Marcy raises her pipe wrench. "Who is in there?" "My brother," he says. "He is sick, but he is restrained." "Bitten?" The man's silence answers. I say, "Close the door and stay inside." "No, I am not dying in this room." He steps into the hallway. From inside the room, furniture crashes. The man looks back. His brother hits the door from inside the room's bathroom. The bathroom door cracks around the latch. The man runs toward us. "Stop," Marcy says. He does not. Daniel pushes Owen and Mrs. Keller toward the service door. I move to block the running man, but he swings the golf club wide. It hits the wall and bounces. He has no plan except escape. The bathroom door inside 2918 breaks. The infected brother comes out low and fast, trips over a suitcase, and crawls into the hallway. The running man looks back, loses his footing, and falls. I grab his collar and drag him up before the infected reaches his leg. He screams at me to pull harder. I do. Marcy slams the pipe wrench into the infected brother's shoulder and knocks him sideways long enough for us to reach the stair door. We get through. Daniel shuts the door. The running man tries to thank me and push deeper into the group at the same time. Marcy pins him against the wall. "Show arms." "I am fine." "Show arms." He resists until Samira steps up with the crowbar. Then he shows. No bite on arms, neck clear. But his lower calf is bleeding through his pajama pants. Marcy pulls the fabric up. Bite. Fresh. The landing changes. Owen's mother pulls Owen behind her. Richard backs down 2 steps. Patricia says, "No. No. Absolutely not." Emma looks at the wall because Helen turns her face. The bitten man says, "It barely broke skin." Marcy's face hardens. "Sit on the landing." "No." "Sit." "I have money." Claire makes a sound that is almost a laugh, but there is no humor in it. She heard herself in him and hates it. The man points at me. "You pulled me. You cannot just leave me now." I look at his leg. He is right about one thing. I pulled him. My choice brought him into the stairwell, but his bite came before that. His panic almost brought his brother into the group. "What is your name?" I ask. "Victor." "Victor, you have been bitten. You heard what happens." "No, you do not know. You people do not know anything." Marcy says, "We know enough." Victor looks around for someone softer. He picks Mrs. Keller. "Please, I cannot stay here." Mrs. Keller looks at him with real sadness. "No, you cannot come near my son." That ends it. John, we use duct tape and a towel. Not enough. Never enough. We bind Victor to the stair rail on the 29 landing. He curses us until words fail and pleading takes over. Then he cries. Then he tells us his brother's name. Then he asks if someone can call his wife. No service. No mercy that fixes anything. We leave him with water beside his hand, too far to spill easily, close enough if he stays himself for a few minutes. I hate that too. The hotel keeps making a person smaller. At 3:18 a.m., we reach 28. Banquet storage is close. Food, real food, maybe radios, maybe a route through service halls to the old delivery ramp if downstairs clears, which it probably will not. 28 is a conference level, not guest rooms. Wide hallways, meeting rooms, ballrooms, storage, service pantries. It is also connected to the main hotel by escalators on the public side and service elevators on the backside. Risky, but useful. I crack the stair door. No immediate movement. The air smells of coffee, stale pastries, and smoke. A corporate event was set up earlier. Blue tablecloths, branded signs, a welcome banner for some investment summit lies torn across the floor near the service pantry. Luxury failure looks different here. Not robes and champagne, lanyards, laptops, name badges, spilled coffee urns, and leather portfolios abandoned mid-panic. We move into the service pantry first. Samira knows this area better than I do. She worked breakfast prep. She points fast. Dry storage there, beverage cage there, kitchenette there, banquet freezer through that door, but power may be out. We take shelf stable first. We work fast, like crackers, protein bars from conference packs, juice boxes, coffee cans, tea, bottled water, canned fruit, disposable gloves, trash bags, napkins, sterno cans, plastic bins with lids, a first aid box better than the break room one, 2-wheeled banquet carts. For 10 minutes, the group becomes useful. No one is rich or staff in that room. Hands grab, pack, stack, lift. Audrey organizes medicine with Mrs. Keller. Claire and Helen fill bins. Daniel and Grant move carts against doors. Patricia finds flat shoes that fit Elise. Richard loads food, but looks to me before overpacking. Progress. Then the service elevator opens. No chime. Just doors sliding apart. Inside are 4 infected. All staff, a dishwasher, a valet, a woman from front desk. And Mr. Havel, the general manager, tie still knotted at his throat, name badge hanging crooked. For one stupid second, everyone waits for him to give instructions. Then he lunges. Marcy shoves the banquet cart into the elevator opening, the infected pile against it. Hands reach over the top. The front desk woman grabs Marcy's sleeve. Daniel hits her arm with the baton. Samira drives the crowbar into the elevator door track, trying to keep the doors from opening wider. I swing the axe into the cart's lower brake lever, locking it sideways. Back, I shout. Back into storage. People move, but the carts of supplies block the path. Grant tries to pull one. A wheel jams on a fallen sign. Emma is too close to the elevator. Helen yanks her back and slips. Claire catches Emma by the jacket. Audrey grabs Helen. Richard surprises me by throwing his shoulder into the stuck cart and freeing it. The infected keep pushing. The banquet cart begins to tilt. Mr. Havel's hand closes around the top edge. His manicured nails scrape metal. His mouth opens. His calm announcement voice is gone. There is no manager in him now. Marcy says, "Drop it." I understand. We let the banquet cart fall forward into the elevator. The infected collapse under it in a tangled heap. Samira kicks the crowbar free. I hit the closed door button with the axe handle. Nothing. Elevator sensor blocked. Daniel grabs a coffee urn from the service counter and throws it into the car. It bursts open, hot coffee long cold, metal clanging hard. The front desk infected turns toward the sound. Just enough. Marcy and I shove the cart deeper. The sensor clears. Doors close on reaching hands. The elevator begins descending. No one cheers. No one breathes easy. It may come back. It may open on another floor and release them. We do not have the luxury of solving every future problem. We take what we can and leave the rest. At 3:47 a.m., the first infected reached the 28th stair door behind us. Maybe Victor turned and drew others. Maybe the south stair failed below. Maybe infected from the club lounge found the service route. It no longer matters. The stair door bangs once, then many hands hit it. Marcy looks at me. Route? I point through the banquet hall. North service corridor. It connects to old freight stairs near the kitchen roof. We can reach a lower terrace over the parking entrance. Down. Sideways first, then maybe across. We push through the conference hall. The main ballroom is lit by emergency exit signs and city glow through tall windows. Tables are set for breakfast that will never happen. White plates, folded napkins, silverware lined with pointless care. A stage waits at the front with a podium and 2 large screens still showing the Summit logo. The glass wall beyond the ballroom looks down into the lobby atrium. I make the mistake of looking. The lobby is full of movement, not a crowd anymore, not guests seeking help. Infected bodies drift through marble paths and between overturned chairs. Some still wear evening clothes. Some wear uniforms. The revolving doors are broken. One glass wall has cracked into a white spiderweb pattern from floor to ceiling. Outside, police lights flash, but no one comes in. The Bellwether's lobby used to smell of flowers and money. Now it is a lit container for the end of every lie the hotel told about safety. Emma starts to look too. I step between her and the glass. Keep moving. We cross the ballroom. Halfway through, a phone rings at one of the banquet tables. Everyone stops. A normal ringtone, cheerful, repeating. It comes from under a chair. Owen bends and picks up the phone before I can stop him. The screen shows Mom. Not his, someone else's. Another person's world calling into a dead room. He looks at it, then sets it gently on the table without answering. Good kid. The north service corridor is blocked by stacked chairs and an overturned dessert cart. We clear it quietly. Behind us, the south stair door finally breaks open. The sound travels across the conference level. Infected enter 28. At first 1, then 3, then more. We do not run yet. Running scatters. We move fast in line. Marcy rear guard. I lead. The old freight stair door is ahead. It has a manual lock and no badge reader. I put in the key. It does not turn. Of course. I try again. Nothing. The wrong key? No. Rust. Old lock. Bad maintenance request ignored 6 months ago because the public never saw this door. Behind us, infected bodies knock chairs aside in the corridor. Grant says, "Open it." I am trying. Try faster. I hand the axe to Daniel and pull the key ring with both hands, easing pressure, turning, lifting. The lock sticks. My fingers slip. I steady myself. Not panic. Procedure. Old locks like upward pressure. The key turns. The door opens. Cold air moves through. The freight stair is narrow, metal, and steep. It descends along the back of the building to a service terrace above the loading ramp, then continues lower behind locked gates. We take it. Titi Nia cries out when Daniel and Samira carry her down the first turn. The sound draws infected faster. Marcy starts hitting the stair rail with her pipe wrench, sharp controlled taps away from Nia, trying to redirect noise behind us. It works for maybe 10 seconds. Then infected hit the freight stair door above. We descend. 27, 26, 25. The metal stairs vibrate under too many feet. Emma slips once. Helen catches her. Richard takes Emma's other hand without being asked. Maybe guilt is turning into usefulness. Good. I will take it. 24. The door above breaks. Infected pour into the freight stair. Marcy shouts, "Move!" Now we run as much as the stairs allow. 23, 22. Nia's sling catches on a bolt. Daniel frees it with a hard yank. Nia groans into her towel but stays conscious. Stu 21. The service terrace door appears at the landing. I slam the push bar. It opens onto a narrow outdoor maintenance terrace running along the back side of the hotel, above the lower roof of the conference wing. Rain spits out of the dark sky. The city air smells of smoke, wet concrete, and burning plastic. We move everyone onto the terrace. Below us, the loading dock is chaos. A delivery truck sits jackknifed against a concrete barrier. Infected move around it. The parking entrance is clogged with cars. The street beyond is not clear, but the terrace connects to the adjacent office building by a maintenance bridge used for shared heating equipment. A narrow steel walkway with railings. Locked gate on our side. Another locked gate across. I have seen it from windows, but never used it. The office building is dark on most floors, but darkness might be better than the bellwether. The infected reach the terrace door behind us. Marcy and Daniel force it shut. "No lock," Daniel says. I look at the maintenance bridge gate, chain and padlock. I have bolt cutters in the 32 closet. Useless now. But Samira has the crowbar. I have the axe. We attack the chain. Not elegant, not fast. Metal rings. The terrace door shakes. Infected push from inside the freight stair. Daniel and Grant hold it with their backs. Marcy braces beside them. The chain bends but does not break. Richard shouts, "Hurry!" Samira snaps, "Come do it then." He actually does. He grabs the axe from me and drives the back of it into the padlock, while Samira twists with the crowbar. Once. Twice. Third hit. The lock breaks. The gate opens. Wind cuts across the maintenance bridge. The walkway is slick, 40 feet long, maybe less. It feels longer. I send Helen and Emma first with Claire, then Owen and Mrs. Keller, Audrey and Elise, Patricia. Naya carried by Daniel and Samira, slow and dangerous. Richard next. Grant next. The terrace door behind us bursts open. Marcy shoves the first infected back with the pipe wrench and steps onto the bridge last with me. Infected spill onto the terrace. The bridge gate swings behind us. I pull it closed and thread the broken chain through once. Not locked, just delayed. We move across. Halfway over, Grant looks down and stops. "Go," Marcy says. He does not. An infected hits the bridge gate behind us. The chain slips. Grant whispers, "I cannot." Patricia, already across, turns back. "Grant, move." "I cannot." Richard reaches him from behind, grabs his shirt, and shoves. Then fall later. Grant stumbles forward, angry enough to move. Good. Nia's sling sways. Daniel nearly slips. Samira plants both feet and holds. Claire comes back 2 steps to steady the sling. The whole bridge shudders as infected hit the gate again. The gate opens. One infected steps onto the bridge, then another. Marcy turns. "No," I say. She hands me the pipe wrench. "Get them through." "Marcy, get them through." She does not wait for permission. She plants herself in the middle of the walkway, feet wide, baton in one hand, broken metal railing support in the other. The first infected reaches her. She knocks it sideways into the railing. It folds against the metal but does not fall. The second grabs her sleeve. She twists free and drives it backward. I get the others to the office gate. Locked. Of course, locked. This one is not chain. It is a keypad mag lock, dead from power loss, but held by a manual latch from the other side. I shine the flashlight through. There is a release bar inside, 6 inches beyond reach. I take the mop handle splint from Naya's sling, apologize once, and shove it through the gate toward the release. Too short. Owen pulls a metal curtain rod from Patricia's supply bundle. I do not know when she picked it up. Good. I tape the rod to the mop handle. Push again. Behind us, Marcy grunts. One infected goes over the railing and drops out of sight. Another takes its place. The rod catches the release bar. I press. Nothing. Wrong angle. I press lower. The latch clicks. The gate opens. We pour into the office building maintenance corridor. I turn back. Marcy is retreating step by step. Her sleeve is torn, no bite visible. She kicks one infected in the knee, turns, and runs. She reaches the gate. I slam it shut after her. Samira threads the broken chain. Richard jams the crowbar through the gate handles. Daniel wraps duct tape around the bars. Temporary. Ugly. Enough. The infected hit the gate from the bridge side. The office building corridor is dark and smells unused. No carpet, no flowers, no guests. Just concrete, conduit, and locked utility doors. For the first time in hours, the Bellwether Grand is not around us. We stand there, 12 people from a hotel that had 1,000 rooms and no real plan. Then Emma says, very quietly, "Are we safe now?" No one answers fast. I crouch to her level. I keep my voice low and honest. Safer than before. She accepts that better than an adult would. At 4:22 a.m., we move deeper into the office building. We do not know who owns it. We do not know if the lower floors are clear. We do not know if the street exits are blocked. We do not know if help exists outside the police lights and emergency crawls. But we have water, food, a radio with dying battery, 2 injured people, 1 security officer still standing, 1 mother reunited with her son, 1 little girl holding a stuffed rabbit, 1 hotel cleaner who knows now that buildings are only safe when people inside them understand what the walls can and cannot do. Behind us, through the maintenance gate, infected keep pushing against metal. The Bellwether sign glows through the rain outside, bright and clean above the broken lobby. I look at it once through a narrow service window. Then I turn away and keep moving.